Hello everyone, I'm Nathan from ListenUp, and today we have the very special opportunity of interviewing Anders from Hegel Music Systems. And today we're going to focus a little bit less on products specifically, but really take a deep dive into Hegel as a manufacturer of music systems and hi-fi products. Anders, welcome.
Thank you.
When Hegel approaches a source component, what are some of the priorities, what are the philosophies that you're trying to achieve when you create a source component?
Well, first of all, let's say that a source component, when I talk about integrated amplifiers, I talk about the versatility. As you say, they can do all kinds of stuff. When you look at our source products, they are very, very narrow. They do some things and they do them really well. So our theory and our philosophy about source components is that we make them if we think we can offer something new to the table. So we don't have a lot of them, but the ones we have, we're extremely proud of. Like the V10 phono stage you mentioned, which is a racehorse component again. You know, it's not crazy price. It's about $1,600, but it's made to be optimal performance you can get for that money. And it's, you know, the same for the Viking. It's racehorse products. They're very specific. The things they do really, really well.
Certainly. And for a lot of people that have been into hi-fi for a while, we all know that the music starts at the source.
Yep.
And it doesn't get any better from there, right?
True.
Theoretically. So Hegel's approach is, again, like you said, much more focused. We're going to do one thing and we're going to do it right.
Yep.
Offering the best performance for the rest of the system to go into. I mean, elaborating a little bit further, obviously the Viking, very new product that we're all very excited about. What spawned the idea for the Viking, other than having a unit with probably the coolest name out there? But what was the mission with the Viking?
Very simple. We could make it better. We could make a really good source. And the special thing with CD, it's not that, yes, CD sales are booming, interest in CDs booming, it's cool with physical things. That's all things that are completely out of our control and that we don't pay much attention to. What we do pay attention to is another specific things with CD. It's the only digital source where you can fully control the signal all the way. Like when you're streaming from Tidal or a NAS drive somewhere, there's not one master clock or one digital conversion circuit that can control the whole digital data flow. You're relying on the Tidal server, on the network, on your switches, on everything else. On CD, you can technically control the signal all the way from it's a light pulse leaving the CD until it's an analog source or analog signal going out.
I see.
So in the Viking player, everything inside is designed ground up by Hegel, apart from the spinner and the laser head.
Okay, gotcha. So, and instead of relying on multiple servers and running into clocking issues, even though streaming we now have ridiculous sample rates and very impressive bit depths, the ability to still control the information from a CD, which is only 44.1 kilohertz with a bit depth of 16 total, that can still give us a better performance if the control of it is well controlled.
Yeah, exactly. Hands down, hands down. I mean, in a player like the Viking, in comparison to a good streamer or any other DA converter, in the DA converter you address the problem that is, which is the bits and the data arriving in an what you call it, untimely fashion. They're out of rhythm, out of pace, and you're trying to fix that. In a player like the Viking, we address it from the root. There is one Hegel master clock inside the player that is directly connected to all the digital bits inside. So that one clock controls the signal all the way from leaving the CD all the way until it's through the DA converter. So there's no or hardly any jitter or any of these problems even occurring. So when I compare a Viking to streaming, it's so much better that we in trade shows we had to stop comparing because people thought they were being conned.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
It's such a big difference.
That's quite the compliment in the form of an accusation.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, in regards to the DAC, as you said, now this is a different DAC than we're seeing in some of the other integrateds, but this one is actually optimized, you said, for CD playback at 16-bit 44.1K.
Yep. So this is what we call a bit perfect player, meaning that the signal never changes from the 16-bit 44.1. And this one uses an AKM DA converter chip from the new AKM assembly line, which is easier and better for optimizing something to 16-bit 44.1. And also things like the laser head inside has the right wavelength of the color optimized for the grooves in the CD. So it's all CD, and optimized as much as we possibly can.
I love that. Back to the original Hegel philosophy, every bit counts.
Exactly.
Every part should be optimized for the performance that we expect.
Yeah, this is really high level of performance. This is something else. I dare to say that the Viking, for playing CDs, is one of the better CD players out there, regardless of price.
And all the more reason to go buy more CDs.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
Now, and as far as curiosity, we have both balanced and unbalanced outputs.
Yep.
Any sort of extra integration that we would use for?
No, not really. The player in the Viking is fully balanced. It's a true balanced design. So if you have an amplifier with a true balanced input, we would normally recommend you to use the balanced outputs and the balanced cables.
Okay.
But other than that, there really isn't that much to think about. You should just put your CD in, press play, and enjoy the music.
And not muck with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There isn't much to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One last thing that I kind of want to ask you about is the design and the look of Hegel units. First of all, together they look very, very cool. When you have we had the Viking stacked on top of the 600 earlier, and it just looked in sync. But Hegel's chassis are not flashy. We don't have a lot of bells and whistles and tubes and wires sticking out everywhere. It really does not bring a lot of attention to itself until you hear it. So tell me a little bit about Hegel's design philosophy behind the chassis. Why go with such a very simple look?
Well, I suppose it's a little bit from our Scandinavian culture. Like Scandinavian culture and Scandinavian design is a little bit low key. But there's more to it than that. But as a quick digression, we have heard this come up a few times in America. And when I first brought the Hegel amplifiers to America in 2009, I think it was, I was going to New York and I went to a dealer in New Jersey and we set it up and he listened to it and he thought, that sounds great, Anders. But the looks, can we make it a little bit more?
Yeah.
You know, and that was something to overcome for us. But now I think we've won America quite a bit because of the sound. And I think also a lot of Americans share with us our primary idea that not everything should stand out and look like a Christmas tree. I mean, you buy your speakers that are big monuments in your living room or listening room or wherever you have them. Not all components need to be that monumental piece. The amplifier should just drive them with confidence and make it work.
Certainly.
Yeah.
As you said, it should be a tool for your system to give you the best performance possible, not simply be a decoration.
Absolutely, but at the same time, it's subtle and it's low-key design, but all the features and bits are very carefully designed, so it's high quality.
Yeah.
Like the front panels here are solid aluminium. They're all milled out of one piece of solid aluminium. They're bed blasted with small glass balls. Even all the knobs here are full aluminium. They are customized special jigs to fit them because nothing is standard. So it's high quality. It's just low key outside.
No compromises were made. in the
No
materials.
compromises whatsoever.
Wow, that's excellent.
So-
Well, Anders, thank you so much for coming in today. This has been an excellent experience. I love picking your brain, and I would really like it if you visited more.
Absolutely,
But,
I will. I'd love to come to Denver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. If anyone is interested in Hegel products, please feel free to drop us a line at listenup.com. Feel free to come to any of our showrooms where we have many Hegel products available to listen to view. And if you have further questions, please get in touch with the salesman. We'd be happy to answer any further questions you have. Thank you.
Thank you.